Hello, Martin here with a slightly different property clinic coming to you from the exotic surroundings of a hotel in Telford. Not there's anything wrong with Telford, a marvellous place in Shropshire, but the good news is, why am I here? And the answer is because I'm actually filming Homes Under the Hammer, and that is good news. Yep, back on the road in a slightly sort of different kind of way. Just me and a cameraman, socially distanced, doing what we can. The director listening in on a phone. So yeah, you know, apparently we're quite lucky. There are lots of other TV shows that just aren't even being made, so got to make the most of it. But anyway, so here I am still doing your property clinic. However, make sure you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get on with it. This is hashtag Ask Marketing Monday on my Twitter, which is at TV Martin Roberts. Check that out. Look, I'm finding myself very self-conscious here because somebody has whinged about the fact that I put in a silly voice when I'm doing this. Now, I do, right? Because I want to make it different to the other things on the channel. Now, if you don't get that, silly person, then just don't listen, okay? Go away. You know what? It takes me back to the Goons. I grew up with the Goons, and it had Peter Sellers, and I think it was it Peter Cook and Spike Milligan. Oh gosh, how could I forget Mike Milligan? And it was extraordinary, right, of its day. And it was the precursor to Monty Python in lots of ways. It was that off-the-wall kind of humour, and they sort of started it all. And they put on silly voices. So I grew up with silly voices. So I do the silly voices. I don't do it all the time. If you want to have not silly voices, tune into a different section of the channel, if you know, is what I say to the nasty person who said he doesn't like silly voices. So, yeah. There we go. Meanwhile, lovely people who don't mind the occasional silly voice, tune in and carry on. Here we go. SJM. Hello, Sarah J. Moore. Morning, Martin. Can I ask, I'm sorry if I've said it before, what order does the programme process go in? Start with a list of houses, send researchers around to any industry, see what happens at the auction. If buyers are willing to do the presenters first view. Yes. What more can I say? We start with the auctions, because we often have, obviously you have to go to the auctions first to find out who's actually buying, find somebody, ask them if they're going to take part, and then go round to the property, and I do my bit, and then we meet the people who bought it, and then we go back whenever it is that they manage to do what they managed to do. That is the process, and has been since time immemorial. Seems to work, and we don't lie. We don't say that we haven't been to the auction yet. We say let's see what happens when it went to the auction, because it did. So there you go. You're absolutely spot on. Obviously, you've been watching too much of the show. Annie, hello, Annie. If buying a flat with the intention of renting out to students, one who would be your own child and would have a maximum of 2 occupants, would the best option be to buy to let? And would there be other rules to follow? Ooh, complicated. Right, well, not really. Yes, you've got to buy to let. You've got no choice, even if it is one of your own children. It depends, because you've got to prove that you can afford the mortgage. So the way that presumably you're going to show that you can afford the mortgage is by the fact it's going to be rented out. So it's a buy to let out. And obviously what you borrow will be based on the rental potential, which will obviously be reduced slightly as you've got one of your own children in there. So that might just make the whole number stacking up things slightly more complicated. But you know, I'm sure you can make it work. Talk to an independent financial advisor and a good mortgage broker, and they'll be able to help you out. Hello, Ian Cobden. Hello, Ian Cobden. What's the cheapest house ever sold for, featured on Homes Under the Hammer? What's the direct and most expensive one as well? Cheapest. I seem to remember we did a property that had like a £6,000 guide price, and there might have even been properties less than that. I don't think it sold for 6,000, but I think that was the guide price. And the most expensive one, often on some of the London properties, which are, you know, way over £1 million, but people still seem to make a reasonable amount of money on them. Dave, hello Dave. What's the most number of properties you've recorded in one day? 2 is the maximum number that we do in a day. At the moment we're just doing 1 because the practicalities of filming in COVID and all that stuff. So normally 2, currently 1. Diane Penn Barkley, hello Diane. Are all the presenters of Homes and our friends out of work too? Well, yeah, we are chums, but I don't get to see them very often. We only get to see each other on the sort of linky day bits, and of course there haven't been any of them. So I look forward to seeing Martin and Dion at some point in the future. Dazzler, hi Dazzler. Dear Martin, will I ever become a millionaire? Well, you know what? Property is a good way to get there. I do my property training courses. We have lots of people who've been through those over the years. 12,000 people, I think, have been on my property training courses over the years. And a lot of them are now millionaires. So property is a way that you can definitely get there. And I would say a fairly reliable one at that. Jill Prowse. Oh gosh, Jill, my heart goes out to you here. Martin, we were within 2 to 3 weeks of moving, packed up most of the stuff, and the buyer decided they wanted another £3,500 knocking off the price. We offered to drop by £2,500, but they decided not to do it. That really sucks. The whole process we have for buying and selling properties in the UK, is so open to abuse in terms of people letting you down if you're a buyer or a seller. It's just the way it is. So sorry to hear that, Jill. There is literally nothing you can do, but it is annoying. And as you say, they spent 1,200 quid on fees for nothing. It's not you. I'd say there's a bigger picture going on there, and there was something else going on, and they just used that as an excuse. Stephen H. Can you get a mortgage with bad credit if you have the 10% deposit required? Well, again, you need to go to a specialist mortgage broker, and they'll be able to deal with whatever the circumstances are. I would say it depends on the bad credit and how bad it is, but you can work to repair that credit. And on the training course we do, that is one of the things that we actually do is we work with people to repair their credit and help them get that back up to something which is going to be useful for them. The more deposit you have, the less important it is. Your credit rating is always going to be important, but if you've got more deposit to put down, then it's slightly more relaxed for sure. Jay Garrick, what do you think of I'm a Celeb? Would you have abseiled? Yeah, that's just a piece of cake. I'm not a big fan of heights, but the thing is, with all the big challenges, they're not going to kill him, are they? I mean, it would ruin the show if somebody died. I mean, obviously ruin the show, it'd be absolute tragedy, but the show would immediately be not on the air anymore. So they are absolutely, although some of the things might look a bit scary, they are not, I don't think, life-threatening. They might feel like them when you're doing them. So I would have definitely abseiled. And I have to say, I think the people in Wales have had it slightly easier this year. Yeah, slightly easier than we did. But I know that was the decision made by the bosses, wasn't it, to make it so that it was warm and fluffy, because people have had enough of people whinging at each other, and I get that, so la-di-da. Rabina Savage, hello Rabina. Morning Martin, hope you're keeping safe and well. Yeah, hanging in there. Have the presenters been filming Homes and Hammer recently? Well, I'm filming at the moment, today. I've noticed the recent ones have included agents returning after the makeover to give evaluation during COVID. So we filmed lots and lots and lots of stuff before lockdown. And we are now revisiting those properties to do the bit with the agent. So that's why you're seeing those. In terms of new stuff, yeah, we're filming them. It's slow, but we are doing it. Oh, Wendy Clark. Hello, Wendy. Very timely right now. What's your favourite Christmas song? Well, I do love I Believe in Father Christmas by Greg Lake. You know the one. You can't go wrong with that. And I do like some of the Tijuana Christmas. There's one for you. Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass play Christmas. Awesome. There's no Christmas tree up yet. Yes! Yay! It's really went up last weekend. Yes. Because we are having an argument in our household, though, I have to say. Because I am a fan of real Christmas trees. Always had a real Christmas tree. Love the whole experience of Christmas, real Christmas trees. And wife and kids are going, no, we'll get a false one. So they've got a false one. It's like, not the same. It's a really expensive false one. It looks a bit like a Christmas tree. It isn't a real Christmas tree. And the kids, quite rightly, going, what about environmental stuff? And I'm like, okay, but it's not chopping down the rainforest, is it? You're chopping down a Christmas tree. And does it cause any damage? Maybe. I'm sorry if it does. But I think they're fast-growing things, and they're grown specifically, aren't they? Sorry, but it's one time of the year when I will chop down a tree, and that's a Christmas tree. I won't do it any other time, and I'll plant lots of other trees in the meantime to allow for the one that I've chopped down. So there we go. Hello, I am Matthew. Hello. You come up with the most amazing questions, mate. Where does this come from? Anne Boleyn's ancestors have invented time travel and asked you to be part of a mission to kill Henry VIII without detection. Which method do you choose? Stab him with a sword of ice. Ooh. Lure him off a cliff with Nutella. Chuck wasps' nests at him and say it's a ball or other. Wow. Well, in the unlikely event that I could travel in time and had such a thing against Henry VIII, who probably wasn't that nice to the people around him, that I would decide to kill him and had the opportunity to do so, there's obviously quite a lot of ifs in that scenario, I would probably stab him with a sword of ice. Adam. Hello, Adam. Hi, Martin. Oh, how again? Hello. Again. Have you been listening to any good music during lockdown? P.S. Any news on the After Dark Homes Under the Hammer? My friend Charlie and I are excited to start working with you. Yeah, absolutely. So After Dark Homes Under the Hammer, this was the 18 version of Homes Under the Hammer, if you remember. I got a lot of interest, and some of it unwarranted, I have to say, a bit naughty, but I think you could have some fun with it. We should do it for like a late night version of not Children in Need, that wouldn't work, but comic relief, that's it, yeah. Do it for comic relief. I did actually meet Johnny Vegas, and we were looking at doing something together for comic relief on Homes Under the Hammer, so let's see if we can rekindle that, because it'd be a great idea. Any good music during lockdown? Something different to what I normally do, a bit of a traditionalist. I've listened to my Spotify earlier, same old Spotify lists, keep playing it again and again. Would you like to start my pantomime next year, raising money for a hospice charity? Look, I'd love to help your hospice charity, and I would actually love to be in a pantomime. So maybe we can work something out. I was hoping actually to be in pantomime this year. And actually it all came to a horrible thingy because a lot of the pantomimes sadly got cancelled. Such a shame because I absolutely love pantomime. The whole concept that kids shout and scream and in the theatre, and they can do that interactive theatre is just brilliant. So yeah, I'd love to be in pantomime. Underpants beef burger. Martin, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Let's just put this to bed once and for all. Well, I think it is, because it's set around Christmas. And is it a Christmas movie in the same way that, say, Love Actually, I would say it was a Christmas movie, or The Night Before Christmas, which is obviously a Christmas movie because it's got Christmas in the title. Scrooge, that's a way Christmas movie. Home Alone, Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life, yeah, that's definitely a Christmas movie. So, you know what, it's set around Christmas, I would say yes. Let's put with yes. Bruce Willis, Christmas movie, yes. Kevin Lee, final question. Hi Kevin. Korma or Vindaloo? I'm in the middle, Madras. Okay, not the extreme Vindaloo, not the namby-pamby korma. I'm a Madras man, or a chicken tikka masala if I'm being really boring. That's it. Those are your questions. I hope you enjoyed those. I'll be back next week with more. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, you can ask me more questions on Mondays, on Ask Martin Mondays, on @TV Martin Roberts on Twitter. Have a great week.